We're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're literally rolling.
This is so mad.
Yeah.
How are you?
I am good, but I am nervous as hell.
Yeah.
Even though like having a camera in my face, it's not the first time. That sounds bad, but you know what?
True. Yeah.
It's true. It's not my first time having a camera in my face. It's my first time having, no, it's not my first time having a mic in my face either. So it's not a first, but because this is going out there, it feels quite scary. And I don't know how you feel about it, but
yeah, very
nervous.
scary. But like, yeah, first time in front of this kind of camera and this kind of microphone. But like, it also feels really nice because it's with you.
I know.
You know, like it feels really exciting to be here.
It's exciting to be here.
Yeah.
And like this, I mean, we just work really well together. So for anyone who doesn't know, Hannah and I went to university together.
Yeah.
And we've known each other all the way since then. We've seen each other grow. And yeah, today we're here filming officially what is the first episode of our podcast.
Yes. Do you want to present it and say what it's called? Because it is your idea.
Yeah, it's literally called Help, I've Got the Linked-ick. And that is because people find it so icky to be on LinkedIn. They hate it. They don't want to post. They want to be present, but no one wants to do anything on it.
Exactly.
And as your resident wanky person, because that's what they say, it's wanky, right?
Yeah.
I do not mind being on it. I do not mind leading and being like, this is how you are out there and prepared to be sick of me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You know what's not wanky? My bank account.
Exactly. Also, when you rang me and being like, with this idea, I was like, hell yeah. Because when I started on LinkedIn, it was icky.
It was really icky.
I felt all of that and I was so uncomfortable and like just forcing myself to post. And I'm a writer. And like, but I had to push myself to do it because I was like, oh my God, this is so silly. People kept on saying, it's not Facebook. And I was like, I know that's the point. That's why I love LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because it has meaning to it. And you can use it to build your brand. You can use it to meet people. You can use it to network. And that is everything but icky and wanky.
Yeah,
so I am very excited to talk more about this.
So am I. So am I, Anna. And I mean, there is that one quote, right? Your network is your net worth. Give me a second while but it's true.
It's the same with like, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. But
It's
both
true.
of us are living that at the moment.
Yeah.
So we should probably introduce ourselves at this point because we've been yapping for like a while.
It's very
We
on
are both
brand.
business owners.
Yeah.
We say that now. So I'm a content creator as well. And this is one of the reasons I'm doing this, to show people that content spans across platforms, including this one that people do not want to use. I am a digital strategist. So, hey, LinkedIn is going digital. Hence why we're here filming this. Well, it's already digital. What am I talking about? It's going into a more video-based platform. And given the fact that LinkedIn is moving in that space, that's why we are trying to make sure that people also see that there is value in being on the platform where people can actually see you as well and hear your voice.
Yeah.
So we've come up with this podcast to do that. And I wear many hats, but yeah, I'm going to be owning my own business. I am a digital content creator and just a person that is fun. So less wanky. And now officially a podcast host. So
Yeah, exactly. Finally.
I know.
I mean, we have been talking about podcasts and the fact that maybe we will do that one at some point since university.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a writer, I'm a copywriter and content creator and also a community manager. So this is right up my street, as in like bringing people together, community, building your brand and building a network where you can like get to know people, get to know the right people, get to know the wrong people, but you'll have fun on the way. Like, you know, we will talk about that.
Let me just say, Hannah, you are the plug. When it comes to, I come to you several times every month being like, hey, I need a photographer. I need and you're like, I know a guy.
Yeah.
Knows a guy.
It has become that way.
It has become that way.
Like it's something the last couple of years, I've realized how much I missed, because I used to be that person back in high school, back in Sweden. I'm from Sweden, by the way. Like I used to be that person who like knew everyone and connected everyone. And I've had it like through my time in the UK, but like not in the way I do now. And I love it. I love connecting people. I love being like, oh yeah, I know this person, I know that person. And like you could find value in each other. And it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is. And that's the best thing about LinkedIn as a platform, right? Is that we are all there for one thing.
Yeah.
So that barrier is gone. Like we are there to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of networking really, is that I scratch your back and in some way you scratch mine. Or maybe I don't scratch it at all, but we know of each other. We know we can scratch backs.
Exactly.
And at some point, you may need to scratch mine. I may need to scratch yours. That is literally the whole point. And it's this.
Backs will be scratched.
Backs will be scratched.
They will. And it's so true. And it's the foundation of everything, like connections and like, and it also brings you out there into the workforce and like who you want to talk to and what you want to talk about. Like it's so powerful, and that's what we really want to dig into.
Yeah,
I want to ask you now.
Go ahead.
Rewind a little bit. How did your network journey start? Like where did it start? How did it feel for you in the beginning? And
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I have to start with the fact that the reason we can be here is because me and you both started out in journalism, right?
Yeah.
So we knew that if we wanted to reach out to people, we had two options, which is where we reach out to them, they look us up. We're not quite journalists yet. So they find either a LinkedIn profile or they find our Instagram, which either might be on private or your Instagram might have your drunken photos, your holiday photo, or so it was more about this putting out a professional foot, I guess. But that has totally changed now. You don't have to be that suit and tie sort of professional on there. I'm always telling people, don't over intellectualize it. It's just fucking LinkedIn, chill.
And we're all people.
We're all people. So it started out there because I knew that, in order to try and get those quotes and reaching out to people and trying to build a network, I started out in journalism. However, it went beyond that, because if there's one thing you know about me, Hannah, you've been there through my Delulu journey. I am the queen of being delusional and being like, I'm going to do this. What? Like, is it hard?
And I support it fully.
And you support it fully. So my first gig was I became a content creator back in 2017. And my Alison, who we know, amazing, one of our lecturers, she put me in touch with some people that worked for Unilever. And that is what kickstarted my journey as a content creator. And from then on, I just started to take all of my social media platforms a bit more seriously. And it's just gone on from there. And, I've gone from Instagram to TikTok. And now the one that I'm focusing on is my LinkedIn, because as, someone that's working to build their own business, it's super important to have this platform. I found my mentor through that platform and so many other people through there. And one of the things that I've also found is, Business Leaders Family, which is something that you work on. So you should tell people definitely more about that, because it's something that I'm guessing loads of people would love to know about.
So it's same as you from university, like studying journalism. It was all about like getting out there, talking to people. And I think we did that really well. I love those years doing that. And then since then, it's like gone down a bit. But when I started freelancing and doing like copywriting jobs like a year and a half ago, I started working for the Business Leaders Family, which is a business community. And they are amazing, supportive, and they will always like cheer you on and connect you to people. And in this, like working with them, I started going to networking events. I started posting on LinkedIn more often. And oh my God, was I uncomfortable in the beginning. I had to push myself. And also I didn't have that much writing jobs. So like not that much going on. So I had that time to put into networking and on LinkedIn. So I was just like forcing myself to do it. Built a bit of a brand on LinkedIn to like continuously post, and noticed it made a difference. I made so many great connections. I met so many amazing people who have taught me a lot since then. And I've met them in person, I met them online. And it also made me go into networking like out in London. And it was so uncomfortable in the beginning.
So uncomfortable.
But I have the amount of jobs I have now because of that networking
Yeah.
and because of LinkedIn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing I always say to you is because I'm not new to this, but I'm going to networking events a lot more IRL. So I used to network in a different way. When I was a content creator, it was about going to events, being invited by PRs, getting to know other people in the industry that way.
Yeah.
And I like those events because it's, you know, they're always fun. There's always product there. It's, you know, you're rubbing shoulders with a who's, but business and my actual, you know, work life events, I didn't enjoy so much. But I started setting myself this, and you said that you were doing a similar thing, which is every month to try and go to at least one IRL networking event. And this started because, I mean, the podcast started because we both went, oh, we're exhausted because we'd done more than one that month.
Yeah.
And we just gone, oh my God, we're like kind of burnt out from networking.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad burnt out.
No.
It was kind of just more like, wow, we've done so much within a month. And we sat down and what was it? The Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
It was a Shake Shack. And I went to you and I went, Hannah, like I've been doing so much networking, and I'm that type of person. When I plant my seed, where is my tree?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I'm like, where is it? You know, I've watered, I've fed you, you've got sunlight. Yeah. Tree, where are you? And I was like, no, it takes time to grow. Like, and you said to me, what was it you said?
I said that I have gotten all these clients I have right now because of the networking I did a year ago. So that tree will grow, but it takes some time.
Because now it's just a bloody
you need a little bit of fertilizer, you know, like you need to maintain it and get out there. But yeah, it is coming. And that's what I keep on telling people. Like you need to be out there building your brand, talking to people, and like ask for connections as well.
Yeah.
Like I love it when someone's like, oh, do you know anyone? Like, yes. And I've been taught this by amazing people in the industry, like Dave Plunkett, like he's the king of referrals and he's brilliant, you know, and I've just like a sponge, like taking this all in, and now I just connect people all the time, and it's so much fun.
I love that.
It's so much fun. But that's our first part of this new format that we have, and it's called the linked-ick, which when you write it,
it sounds like linked-ick, doesn't it?
Yeah, linked-ick.
Right. If you don't capitalize the ick, it's like linked-ick.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is not a we're
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's
because that's just how it's spelled.
Because there are some linked dicks, and that's what's putting people off the platform.
Exactly,
isn't it?
So, and we need to be more than those dicks. Like we need to like overpower them.
Are we bleeping this out, by the way?
Sorry?
Are we bleeping this out? The dick?
I don't know.
No, I think we should leave it in.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe we'll have to ask some of the people that we know who work along with LinkedIn.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what
exactly.
it is.
We don't want it. That's the thing about it being wanky, right? Is that people are afraid to get on there and swear. People are afraid to get on there and be their authentic selves.
I mean, I have a friend, she's been, shut down by LinkedIn several times because she swears.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I don't dare doing it.
I swear all the time. I literally wrote a post the other day about someone who found like 25 kilograms of cocaine.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
But yeah, she's been like banned.
Oh God.
Multiple times.
Oh my God.
So I am scared to do it, even though I think like it's something that you should be able to do.
Time.
Like, it's so silly.
One thing that I think is great about the platform, and this is, I mean, I have a 12-year-old sister, right? So I'm getting on this podcast and she's probably never going to see it. She already thinks I'm on cool, but it's an adult platform.
Yeah.
We are all adults.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we get on here and just say things as we want to say? I really do get like, and I'm going to caveat this, which is that there are some people who work in a professional realm that requires a certain level of professionalism.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's not fucking me though.
Yeah, exactly. And like, it just makes it unnatural. Yeah. It's like, what, like all these natural things, like then we might as well all be ChatGPT. Yeah. Like if we, let's put the human back in LinkedIn, even though it's icky. Yeah. But let's just start doing it.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I put the swear words in my post, because I'm like, well, I can see when someone's written it on ChatGPT.
Oh my God, it's so obvious.
So like, ChatGPT doesn't have the sort of nuances or the cultural knowledge that we have. So it doesn't,
no branding.
It has no brand. Yeah. So it doesn't quite, hit the mark. So there are people who are like, I'm going to be more present on LinkedIn, but what I'm going to do is just shove things into ChatGPT. And the only reason I shove it into is to check my grammar.
Yeah. And it's good for idea creation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, go ahead, but like, don't let that be your personality.
Yeah, don't let that be your personality.
Let yourself thrive, like through and shine, and
find your own format.
Yeah.
Because I mean, one of the things I'm here to talk to people about is the whole social media element of it.
Yeah.
Find your format, find your core pillars, like what you're about, find your tone of voice, find your point of view.
Yeah.
And that's what's worked for me.
Yeah.
That's what works for me on social. Like I have several different like little niches I live in. And on LinkedIn, there is a particular thing that people like to see from me.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah.
that's what I'm giving them.
Yeah.
Giving the people what they want.
Exactly. I actually had a friend and colleague, and he told me one of the posts I wrote the other week, he was like, that was so you. Like I could hear you through it. And I was like, that made me so happy because I've done something right.
Yeah.
Since I started posting regularly on LinkedIn, I've built a voice and like how I sound. And
yeah, for sure.
You know, just getting that confirmation, being like, yeah, that did sound like you. That was
exactly
pretty cool.
And people will remember you for your posts.
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove this right now. Okay. So Hannah wrote about a post about wearing many hats.
That's the one.
In the post, she was, is this the post you're talking about? Oh my God. In this post, she was wearing a hat. And one of the things people don't want to do on there is post like photos of them, their personal things that they do, which actually works really well on the platform.
Yeah.
And I remember the post being about how many hats you have to wear as a copywriter, and it stuck in my, same with my linked-ick. Like I own that now. That's my thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I wrote that, and I've said, if anyone starts stealing that, like I said it first. Well, I don't think I said it first. I think it's, you know, that one of my friends says there's a collective consciousness that all creatives borrow from.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, that we all end up thinking in a so I probably am not only the person, but everyone knows what the LinkedIn is. And I started being like, why are people not posting? But I remember that post that you made. And when people say that to you in IRL, like, and they're like, oh my God, I remember that thing you said, or I remember this thing you shared, or this perspective, or I saw your comment on this. That's what makes everything sort of worthwhile, and that being seen. And if you're using LinkedIn or using any networking only to get jobs, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. It's so true.
Like,
it's so true.
It's not quite right. So yeah.
So for every podcast, we are going to do like this episode's linked-ick. The ick of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to share the first one?
Should I share the first ick?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So this, just to be super clear, when we share an ick, it's not we're sharing someone's post and we're putting them on blast. Most of the time I'll be sharing really fun things that give me the ick in the best possible way, because I'm like,
something we've done that's been really icky.
Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, this podcast is icky in itself. But so I follow this guy on LinkedIn, and hopefully he doesn't feel like I'm putting him on blast, but this is his whole persona. His name's Ken Cheng. Yeah. And his whole thing is giving people like the ick, the ultimate ick, right? His literal bio says, I want to connect with you emotionally. Yeah. Hannah saw this morning because I shared it with her. And I was like, you have to see this. And I don't have that many mutuals with him, which means like I'm one of the very few people that's following him.
So mad.
I'm going to share one of his posts because they are the ickiest of the ickiest. And he does this on purpose.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if he is a he, so maybe I should say they.
Yeah.
But they do this on purpose. Yeah. So I'm going to start with this post called, where he's written, how is your relationship with your father? This is the most important interview question I ask. Why? Because I only hire people with daddy issues. People with complicated relationships with their father are more productive workers. They desperately want approval from male authority figures and will do whatever it takes to get it. It's important to replicate this familial relationship in the office. And this is why in my office, I don't ask people to address me formally and call me sir, Mr. Cheng. Instead, I ask them to call me daddy. When they miss a deadline or screw up a sale, I tell them, daddy is disappointed. I can see that they genuinely feel they have let me down. Sorry. And this is why, once again, they genuinely feel they let me down and will work harder next time. Then I say, but daddy still loves you. Then they feel the need to stay loyal. Treating your whole office like they're your 200 children is unorthodox and even gross to some, but I'd rather be gross and successful than inoffensive, and a failure. 410 likes, 35 comments, 10 reposts. And the ickiest of ickiest posts. And constantly their posts are just this kind of, you know, what is it? I call it hustle porn. Probably.
Yeah.
Is that sort of, this is what I learned this morning at Starbucks when I was getting a coffee.
Oh my God.
I looked at the barista and it's just this, I hate hustle porn. And there are loads of TikTokers that make, you know, jokes about, and that's what people are actually getting the ick from. They're sort of trying to make something it's not. And then linking it back to business.
Exactly.
In some way, shape or form.
Because you can, obviously, with everything, but it's just like, it comes to a point where it's like, no, it's just silly. But I'm like, what I have stuck in my head is like, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
I can't believe he didn't put that in the post. Like,
no.
But I think what we can learn from this guy is that this is like the ickiest and like the most like uncomfortable post. And we're laughing at it, and it doesn't have to be that serious. Like, as long as you stay true to who you are, and like it's of course like important to build your brand and be like show that you're a serious business owner, but you can do it with your voice.
You can.
And like not fall into the jargon and not fall into like how everyone else do it, and you will stand out from the crowd.
You will stand out, and that is what people are looking for. So as a social media strategist, I'm going to tell you, when people are scrolling, first of all, this is the good thing about LinkedIn is people will actually read whatever you write. A lot of other platforms, caption, no one reads it. Text, they can't be asked. But they will actually read most of the stuff that goes on there, and they will stop. And, you know, you've got a bit more time and a bit more leeway. So the good thing is you can make someone's day so much more interesting from trawling the job section of LinkedIn, from their constant discourse of this is great copy, this is great advertising, and just brighten their day with something that's just authentic, or something silly, such as the 25 kg of cocaine that person found. Like, I stopped and I went, oh my God, like this is on LinkedIn, and I read the whole thing, and it was a whole spiel, but it was great, and I really enjoyed the post, and I reposted it going, see, you don't have to over intellectualize it, you don't have to think about it, like just get on there and put something on there that makes you comfortable.
And in some ways that seems more like suitable for LinkedIn than Facebook.
And it was really a really nice little authentic post. How they went for a walk and they ended up finding this thing, and it's just, you know, people are just having fun. And it can be a fun platform. Don't take it too seriously, guys.
Exactly. It's just like, you know, why we want people to get over the ick. Because it is such a good platform, and like networking is so good for you. And it's we're here for it, and we just want to bring that into life.
For sure. Dare I say it is my favorite platform.
I mean, it's definitely mine. Jesus Christ, I have my friends who are like, you need to be better on Instagram, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, like my little LinkedIn corner.
I'm willing to put more of my eggs in my LinkedIn basket than I am any of the other platforms.
I have most of my eggs in the LinkedIn basket, and the other ones are smashed on the floor outside the Instagram basket.
I have a lot of eggs.
I tried to toss it in there, but they landed on the floor.
I can always help with those eggs.
Exactly, that is very true.
I am a social media.
Make some scrambled egg out of them.
I can help you make scrambled eggs. Pancakes, whatever it is.
You scratch my back.
I scratch yours. You scratch mine. Whatever it is.
It's that time.
Ew.